For years, we've seen Elon Musk go toe-to-toe with some of the most despised corporate overlords in the world. If it's not Jeff Bezos, it's Mark Zuckerberg. And if it's not Mark Zuckerberg, then you guessed it, it's none other than the Microsoft co-founder Bill Gates. Yes, people, it looks like there's going to be a new chapter in the ongoing feud between Elon Musk and Bill Gates, and it's all got to do with Tesla. But before we even talk about this, it's worth mentioning how Bill Gates' good billionaire persona has been tainted in recent times. From a harrowing divorce to allegations of misconduct with female employees to steamy affairs, as well as alleged connections to Jeffrey Epstein's chain of soliciting minors, things are not looking too cozy for Bill Gates. Oh, and let's not forget the current fiasco where Gates has been accused of profiting handsomely from COVID-19 vaccination programs around the world. So maybe it's not so surprising to see that Elon Musk just called out Bill Gates for allegedly wanting to short Tesla. In a tell-all tweet aimed at exposing the Microsoft billionaire, Musk called out one of his longtime nemesis about this underhand maneuver. I heard from multiple people at TED that Gates still had $500 million short against Tesla, which is why I asked him, so it's not exactly top secret. The vicious tweet came as a response to a question by one of Musk's followers asking whether he had seen a screenshot of an alleged text conversation between both billionaires. To which Musk responded that yes, he did, but he didn't want to leak it to the press, which means that the text chain must have been leaked from one of Bill's friends. The Twitter account that asked Musk about those text messages was @WholeMarsBlog, a popular account that heavily discusses Musk's upcoming projects in SpaceX and Tesla. It's also one of the few accounts that Musk regularly responds to while actively on Twitter. As a matter of fact, the owner of the WholeMarsBlog account is Omar Kazi, one of Elon Musk's co-defendants against a harassment and libel suit that was filed by Aaron Greenspan. Greenspan is the founder of PlainSight, a public records database who has been an ardent critic of Elon Musk and who also banked on shorting Tesla stock. In the allegedly fiery text exchange, Musk blatantly asked Gates whether he still had $500 million short position against Tesla. Gates' response was hilarious. It was as if he was a little boy found out by his mother for sticking his hand in the cookie jar. He humbly responded, "Sorry to say I haven't closed it out. I'd like to discuss philanthropy possibilities." To which an angry Musk quickly responded and shut him down. "Sorry, I cannot take your philanthropy on climate change seriously when you have a massive short position against Tesla, the company doing the most to solve climate change." But this is not the first time that Gates has had a bearish stance on Tesla. In fact, last year, Gates had mentioned a few positives about Tesla before reverting back to his negative opinion. While speaking to Kara Swisher, a New York Times opinions writer, Gates had this to say about Tesla. "It's important to say that what Elon did with Tesla is one of the greatest contributions to climate change anyone's ever made. And you know underestimating Elon is not a good idea." But he also sarcastically mentioned that Tesla was doing easy work by only making passenger cars. Gates urged that Musk needs to make a more meaningful impact on climate change by stretching his influences on other industries. Gates mentioned that the likes of Musk are not doing enough in other highly polluting industries like cement, steel, and meat. And unfortunately, the industries that most people concentrate on, such as passenger cars and electricity, are only 1/3 of the issues facing climate change. Sadly, Gates believes that entrepreneurs like Elon Musk have failed to focus their attention on the remaining 2/3 that are plaguing our world today. But this is not the first time that Musk and Gates have had an open disagreement. They've been at each other's throats for quite a while now concerning issues dealing with climate change. In fact, when Bill Gates announced that he'd purchased an all-electric Porsche Taycan in 2020, a curious Twitter asked, "I wonder why Bill Gates decided to go with a Taycan instead of a Tesla?" To which Musk quickly responded, "My conversation with Gates has been underwhelming, to be honest." On several occasions, Musk has been very critical of Gates for attempting to short his company's stock. When Gates was asked about the possibility of him shorting Tesla last year, here's what Gates had to say. "I don't talk about my investments, but I think he should be very proud of what he's done." In an interview with Bloomberg in February of 2021, Gates mentioned that he had been positive about Tesla when he was asked about Elon Musk's claims of him wanting to short Tesla. On the other hand, Musk believes that Gates' reason for wanting to short Tesla has nothing to do with the company per se, it's just that he doesn't understand the technology well. For example, the fact that Gates is not a big fan of the Cybertruck merely comes from the belief that, according to Musk, he doesn't understand the mechanics and structure behind the Tesla Cybertruck. But it looks like there's a series of mind games being played by Gates when it comes to his true position about Tesla. That's why it's no surprise that through the years, Musk has been very critical and comedic about Bill Gates and his stance on various social and political subjects. However, Musk did admit that he was looking to move forward from his tough criticism of Bill Gates as well as the jokes that he makes about him. Earlier in April, Musk wrote a cryptic message on Twitter that he was moving on. At first, people thought that he was alluding to moving on from Twitter, and perhaps he had changed his mind about buying the social media platform. But after widespread claims about not buying Twitter, Musk finally admitted that he was not moving on from Twitter, but he was moving on from making fun of Bill Gates. On several occasions, Musk has been involved in a vicious war of words with the Microsoft founder because of his refusal to work with Gates concerning different elements dealing with climate change. And that's mainly because Musk finds it insulting that Gates continues to take a short position when it comes to Tesla's shares. In fact, Musk tweeted, "Moving on from making fun of Gates for shorting Tesla while claiming to support climate change action." This came days before the richest man in the world secured more than $44 billion in financing to finalize his takeover of Twitter. And from the $44 billion, it is believed that $21 billion is his own money. The funding structure was outlined during a filing undertaken by Musk in mid-April at the Securities and Exchange Commission. Initially, there was a lot of spat concerning Musk's offer because it had been deemed hostile because the offer bypassed the company's board. In response, some of Twitter's major board members had even launched a poison pill defense, a tactic which was aimed at preventing Musk from purchasing more than a 15% stake in the company. But Elon Musk eventually sealed the deal and recently bought Twitter. What's even more intriguing is that as soon as Musk announced that he'd purchased Twitter, a screenshot has circulated around claiming that Musk had reportedly suspended Bill Gates from using the platform. The photo in question displayed all the details of Bill Gates' verified Twitter accounting, including his bio as well as his profile picture in the description. However, the lower half of the photo showed the ever-so-glamorous message that boldly read, "Account suspended. Twitter suspends accounts that violate the Twitter rules." The photo in question was shared on April 27th, just a day after Musk announced that he'd bought Twitter. Fortunately, Gates' real Twitter account is still active and he is, to date, engaged and regularly writing tweets. In fact, a few hours after the alleged ban, Gates even tweeted about one of his TED Talks. But this isn't the first wild rumor about one of Elon Musk's competitors. I mean, who can forget the most infamous one that was circulating a few years back, that Elon Musk would buy Facebook just to delete it? Oh yeah, and then there was the rumor that Musk had bought Eminem's record label, Shady Records. And last but not least, how can we forget the most recent wild tweet where Elon Musk said that he was considering buying Coca-Cola just so that he can put the cocaine back in it? I mean, you've gotta love Elon Musk. One thing's for certain though, he and Gates will never be on the same page. There's just too much bad history and verbal attacks for the two to ever sit down and work together. I guess it's going to be the cold shoulder for Gates until he publicly overturns his stance on wanting to short Tesla. Well, it just goes to show that even if you're worth billions, you can't make friends with everybody. Poor old Gates. And that's it for now with this video. So until next time, keep on watching and welcome to the future.